Previously on Masks and Martyrs.
That was for Graham, you son of a bitch!
Reagan just dealt 66 points of damage in one turn. The Wolfman is not stopping, and he comes at Brika.
20 damage.
You just... and then he's just down. And you see the remaining fighters. The ghost of Gothric, who is standing over by the Alder King. You do see Crispus, the young lion of Kobold Kai. As you watch, his limp form is dropped to the ground by a massive figure. He is wearing no mask. So this is all they could come up with this year, huh? The ghost of Gothric is sort of walking back to their room.
Where'd you get those clothes?
What's it to you?
You have any right to be wearing those colors?
You got no idea what I did for this. The next round is the tag team match. You see a mysterious figure standing at the door as Mysterioso Fabuloso speaks. Yeah, I figured it was y'all. And Dreadbane raises his mask a bit and he says, I'm here to give you a bit of advice.
Yeah, which one of them is Avon Templar?
Aldo's here?
So don't kill him, I guess.
Look, what I'm coming in to say is, try and be a bit careful.
We're down a member for our tag team. What do we do?
I'll send somebody your way. A figure comes in, a Minotaur, who's wearing chainmail, with a mace and a shield.
Oh,
and he says,
hell yes.
Hi, my name's Dancer.
She cracks her neck. Let's go fuck him up.
So y'all go ahead and you see that things have broken down into a couple different people. The teams are as such. There is your four. There is Mysterioso Fabuloso's four. The third one, it looks to be built on a large metal man who has what looks to be like an anchor etched into his chest with some other odd looking folks. And finally, the last one is a rather dangerous-looking group, led by the King of the Ring. Walking behind him is sort of a circus strongman stereotype, bald head, mustache, the whole kit and caboodle. There is also sort of just a large gnoll who has just scars all over his body, and what looks to be two spears and just a bunch of javelins on his back. And then the last one is the Alder King.
Oh.
Where's the Ghost of Gothric?
The Ghost of Gothric is on the third team. It is the Ghost of Gothric, the elf with the top hat and the wand, and there is what looks to be the human who has the Daredevil bandana mask.
Do we get to pick who we fight?
I mean, y'all can try and call somebody out if you want. There's always a chance for the heel or the hero to take control of the narrative in the Masked Mayhem.
Good point. Reagan points her sword at the Ghost of Gothric. You! Fight me!
There is a moment of quiet, and he sort of turns to the others, and he just sword out, and he says, all right. Anyone who dresses like her, I think I can cut him down.
I'd like to see you try. All right. She's going that way.
At this point, sort of the others are kind of just the other two teams sort of seem content to sort of fade into the back a bit. As the main team, or as the two teams sort of step up. For the purposes of this, their names are... we have Mr. Magician is the elf. Do not laugh at these names. I've returned them.
They are great names.
The Contender, the Ghost of Gothric, and Anchor. So, who's the first tag team in there?
Reagan is disregarding what anyone else wants to do and barreling in, so Monty and Reagan.
Reagan picks up Monty.
I'm a god of death, put me down. It's like an indignant cat.
So, first up is the Magician and the Ghost of Gothric.
Do I need to roll initiative?
So yeah, let's just roll initiative now. So since each of the person's in, you'll be determining initiative for your team, or for, whoever's slotting in for you on the team.
Okay. 19.
Okay.
Oh, I also rolled a 19. Wait, plus 2 is 21, sorry.
21, gotcha. Mr. Magician got a whopping 7, and the Ghost of Godfrey got a 15. Okay. At this, so y'all kind of like square off for a minute, and everyone like the awareness seem a bit taken aback at how quickly things have like broken up, have sort of like started to build. Normally they try and get a bit more of a narrative going for like the finals. There's like, nah, this is good. Just get it going. And so, Harbinger, you're up first as the bell rings.
Also, I'm going to be calling Mr. Magician M&M's.
Okay.
If that's cool with everyone.
You can call him whatever you want, but he is still a powerful wizard.
I'm trying to think of something sufficiently dramatic to start the match. I wasn't expecting to go first. All right. If I use Minor Illusion, that is an action and I forfeit an attack, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to start by pointing at the Ghost of Godfrick.
Okay.
And then pointing at the door. As if to say, leave now, this is your last chance.
He just sort of stares at you, raises up his shield, and just slams his sword on it twice. Just bang, bang.
Okay. I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb.
Okay.
Okay. That was a 17 plus attack. So that was many numbers. 17 plus 8.
Yeah, that'll hit.
I'm going to keep to my theming here. I'm going to use acid.
Acid? Sure. So roll damage.
I rolled 8 damage of acid damage.
Okay. So you raise up your hand, the page of the book flutter forward, and then just boom, a ball of acid just shoots out and just splashes onto him. And you can see it sort of sizzling through some of the armor, but he doesn't even turn to look at it. And as you do that, you hear the elf with the top hat say, "I believe we'll be having the duel today, good sir."
Wizard duel!
I am so much cooler than this guy.
Countess, you're up next.
Okay, the Countess is going for the Ghost of Godfrick, surprising everyone. Huge shock. By the way, 5 crowd favor, does that give me +1 or +2?
I believe 5 is +1, but let me check.
It's +2.
Okay.
So I'm assuming, even with that, a 13 won't hit this guy. I'm assuming a 15 doesn't hit.
15's not hit either, no.
Okay, well, she's still gonna talk. And she's gonna say, whose body did you take that armor off of, huh?
So 1, 2, swords clashing one against the other. The ghost is going to sort of, like, as you're sort of locking hilts on the second strike, he's just gonna snarl, "Why are you dressed like a fucking murderer?" He's gonna swing twice. 17?
To hit, does not hit.
Okay.
You're gonna have a real hard time hitting Reagan with +2 AC.
That one also misses, because that was not the same. So y'all two are just like locked in against each other. Boom, 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 boom. Like, neither of you sort of like getting an edge against the other one. Mr. Magician is going to sort of look at the Harbinger, and he's gonna say, "Well, isn't this a pickle? For my first trick, nothing on my sleeves." And then he's gonna cast Lightning Bolt.
I'm in love with him.
Make a dexterity saving throw for me, Monty.
Oh, me? At me?
A wizard duel.
No.
It's a wizard duel.
Wizard duel!
Wizard's duel.
I do believe
He
we
said
have
it was
to
a
do
pickle.
today.
He was like maybe he was gonna change his mind and duel Reagan.
Wizard duel! Yeah, Reagan's having an important character moment. She's busy. She can't duel a wizard right now.
That 14 plus 2 is 16.
16?
Yeah.
So with this saver, you do not actually save. Yeah,
$5 says the Harbinger goes down in one hit.
you take 29 points of lightning damage.
That was almost all of it.
And at that, he is going to sort of turn back to the crowd. He is going to sort of do a little bow as just smoke drips from him.
Who wants to guess how many HP I have?
3.
3.
I've been keeping track.
Harbinger, you're up, and if I can remind you, you can tag out.
Logically, he should tag out. If I tag out, I can't use Vampiric Touch.
You can't if you die, too.
No, you tag out and then you vampiric touch your remaining teammate.
No, I'm not gonna do
Dancer,
that.
no!
Hey, Dancer, good to meet you.
buddy.
Put her name.
How far away is the magician?
He's around 20 feet.
If Monty dies, does someone get tagged in, or are we just down to Reagan?
Yeah, someone just gets tagged in. It's when two people are knocked out of your team total.
Okay.
If Monty dies this round, can he be, like, revived for the next round?
The implication you got is once you're knocked out in this tournament, you're knocked out.
Follow your heart.
Touch him.
Touch him.
Fuck, touch Reagan for all I cared.
She got 57 fucking hit points.
Yeah, she doesn't need them. She has second wind, she'll be fine.
If I touch Reagan, can Reagan can I do it without having Reagan resist me?
If she let you hit her, I suppose she could do that.
You would need to, like, give her some kind of signal.
Did Reagan see Monty take that hit? I assume she did.
Well, she is going toe-to-toe with this guy. She's kind of focused on trying to figure out who he is.
It'll be dramatic. It'll be dramatic because it's the first time he's spoken aloud in the ring. What is it? Countess? It's not Duchess.
Yeah, it's Countess,
right? Countess! Monty just, like, spins, puts his hand, points at Countess, like, you owe me.
Does she know?
And is going to put his hand on her shoulder and, like, kind of whisper in her ear, please let me just do this.
Fine, whatever. Do your thing. I'm kind of busy right now.
Okay, so Monty's gonna cast Vampiric Touch on Reagan.
As you do that, Reagan, it's weird. You don't know what Monty's doing, but nothing happens.
Nothing happened?
Nothing happens.
Okay.
Nothing happens?
You feel your spell fizzle, and you hear a little and you see over there, Mr. Magician has just finished casting Counterspell with his little stage wand.
Oh, M&M's.
He's like Umbridge.
And he says, come now, no outside interference. Otherwise, what's the point, really?
Playing Umbridge!
Is that it?
Moneypants, don't be a hero!
You still have your movement.
Can my movement be to jump out of the ring?
Yeah, sure.
Come on, Justice!
So you
Yeah.
so are you going to tag out?
I'm gonna tag out. I can't do it.
Who are you tagging in?
Let's put
It's gotta
Brika
be
in.
Brika-cha.
It's gotta be Brika Cha.
All right, Brika-cha is in it to win it.
Oh, Andrew, one last question before we move on. Counterspell means that I did lose that spell slot, right?
Yes. However, after that, it is the Countess's turn.
Well, guess what? Guess who just rolled her attack roll while you guys were going over that? Guess who got a nat 20?
Uh-oh.
Countess
Uh-oh.
von Blood.
So much blood. It's just all this blood going on.
All this blood, you know?
Such blood.
Alright. Let's fucking do this. So that is, she has +2 to her damage or just attack rolls right now?
I believe with a heal, it is damage.
Okay. So that's 4 plus strength is 4. So 8. 8 on the first one, so that's 16.
Yeah, 16 damage, sure.
And then another nat 20!
Oh my god.
Wow!
You
Oh
feed
my-
off that Brika Cha energy.
And she got an 8! That's the most damage she can do.
Oh,
So that's
dear.
an 8 plus 2 plus 4. It's 14 times 2 is 28.
So 16 and 28 was your total 16 plus 28?
Yeah, so 44.
Fuck.
Oh, sorry. 44 plus 4 from dueling. 48.
That's a lot of damage.
Also,
That's a
I would
lot
like
of damage.
to do a disarming attack on the second one.
Sure.
Yeah, strength saving.
Drops it. As everyone's kind of attention is drawn, you have still not looked away from him, and you're kind of starting to get sort of like the read of his movements down, and it's sort of like the imitation of a Gothic soldier, but an imitation doesn't really stand a chance against the real thing. And every time he tries to take a step forward, every time he tries to make a step this time, like every swing he makes, you're already there meeting him. Just like a step ahead, a fraction of a second, a whole second, second and a half, and then finally you just vroom, get a massive slash across his chest. And then as he tries to come back to raise up his shield, you step to one side and then vroom, slam into the sword right into his back, and you hear him like just howl in pain at this.
No!
He's fine. Non-lethal.
At this point, is it your turn, Reagan?
No, as she disarms him. What is your name?
You just hear a snarl. Wouldn't you like to know, colonizer? Then he's gonna turn and run.
You son of a bitch. Not getting away from her.
He is gonna jump off the ring and tag in for the other guy, the Contender.
All right.
And the Contender is a bit different. Sort of has like a bit different weaponry than the Ghost. Rather than like a sword and shield, he is wearing what looks to be a sort of like plate mail, but like intentionally made to look kind of not good plate mail.
Okay.
And he has 2 scimitars, which he like leans up on his shoulders as he walks forward, and he says, "You know, I gotta say, you're pretty good, but here's the thing, I'm better."
Can Reagan take a surprise attack for cliches?
No, because it's still his turn, and he is not protecting opportunity.
Okay. I guess.
At this point, Mr. Magician is going to sort of look at the situation, walk up, and pat his friend on the back. He's going to say, "Oh, he very much is." And suddenly the Contender starts to blur a bit.
Oh God.
Oh, we're gonna play.
Despise the magician.
I love him.
Kilkiati is up.
Brikacha.
Whew.
Take us home.
All right, so there's the
There's
magician
the Contender who is currently just blurry.
blurring.
Yeah,
Nothing beyond blurry.
just super blurry.
Okay.
And then and M&Ms.
And M&Ms. Okay.
I think you should take out M&Ms.
That's what I'm aiming for. A side note, before she attacks, Brika's going to lean over to Reagan and say, "I get the impression that you two, and the Ghost, I get the impression you're angry about the same thing. Maybe you should talk when this is over."
That's what I'm working towards, but
You're doing a really bad job of it.
This is called starting a
kind of have a
dialogue!
thing going. It's like an act that we're wrestling and we're here on a job.
I don't think he knows it's... okay. Brika's going to throw one of her non-crazy playing cards as daggers
Okay,
at the magician.
okay. Make an attack roll for him.
Please tell me he just like crumples like paper. That's all I want. I just want him to be as much of a glass cannon as me.
That's a 23.
That's gonna hit. He's not even gonna... Yeah, he can't even do anything about that. That'll hit.
That is a 4 plus 5.
Plus.
+1. So he does maintain concentration. As the card like sort of flicks over, and it just like gets him like sort of right along the eyebrow. A bit of blood going over one of his eyes. He's kind of like squinting out of it, and he's like, "Ow, ow, 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 ow! Wow! Can you teach me that later? Cause wow, that was good."
I don't do magic.
Neither do I. They're illusions.
And Brika turns to Reagan and says, "I don't like this guy."
Do what I do when I don't like somebody. Kill him.
No appreciation for craft.
Not really.
All right, what you got, Reagan?
Alright, fuck this wizard. The wonderful wizard of fuck. Does a 14 hit the wizard?
14 does not actually hit the wizard.
Does a 24 hit the wizard?
24 is gonna hit the wizard, most
Okay.
likely.
Hit that wizard.
So Reagan's gonna hit that wizard. It's the hot new game show that everyone's watching these days. And that is 11 points of damage to the wizard.
11 points of damage to the wizard?
Not her best, but yeah.
Okay. So the first one, he kind of like, he swings and he sort of like swishes his cloak out over your eyes, and he's like, "Haha, a classic Mr. Oh!" Or just like gets him like so the flat of it gets him right in the face. And he's like, "Oh, oh, ow, oh my, oh, am I okay? Am I okay? Hey, am I okay?" He turns back to his other 2 companions, like, "You okay? You look okay?" Yeah. Anything else?
Well, I guess he has a wand, right?
He does have a wand.
I only have 4 superiority die until the end of this thing. I guess I'm gonna... No, fuck it. He doesn't get a wand anymore. He has to make a strength saving throw. I'm sure that's his strong suit.
No, he drops it. In fact, like, as he like, goes up to like, touch his face, make sure it's okay, he just drops his wand on the ground. He turns back and he realizes on the ground and he goes, oh, well, that's not good at all, is it?
Well, not for you.
And then you hear behind you, "Yeah, but not really for you either." And the Contender is going to move up behind you, Reagan.
Okay.
And he is going to flank you along with the Magician.
Okay.
He is just going to attack you. his sword's becoming a blur. He's going to attack you 4 times.
4?
Yep.
Okay.
Because dual weapon and also haste does something.
Okay.
That is a 19 versus AC.
Nope. 19 does not hit her right now.
Okay.
Wait. Riposte.
Okay.
1 superiority die down.
Okay.
Does a 12 hit.
No, he just right out of the way, supernaturally quick.
All right.
So his second attack, that's a 25.
Okay, that finally hits.
The next attack is a 21.
Yeah, that just hits.
And the third attack is a 15.
15 does not hit.
So he gets. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. He's had advantage on all these.
Oh, okay.
Flanking. My
Well,
bad.
in that case, if the first one is rerolled to hit, can I have my superiority die back?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is still a miss. You can still do your superiority die at him.
Okay.
And then for the second one to see if that was not. And the third one. Okay. So for the last one, that was checked. The last one is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. So she's gonna take 3.
Yeah. So he's gonna deal 28 damage to you, as he just moves eerily quickly. Like every time you know that your sword should be catching his, he's just already passed. And as he does, he's just like a blur of these 2 scimitars. As going, he's just sort of cackling himself a bit, and he's like, oh, it hurts. It hurts to be this good. Well, you that is.
You could have better lines, dude, she says as she's like, ugh, ugh, ugh.
At that point, Mr. Magician is going to go, this is not, this isn't great. So I think I'll be taking a page out of our good friend's book and, flip to the double birds, and Missy steps away.
Yeah, Monty flips him back and flips him off across the ring as well.
He ended up like just teleporting away like 5 feet, and he pats, a large metallic figure and says, all right, buddy, looks like it's up to you now. I'm going to be staying here and trying to stop bleeding. And then Anchor steps up. And he kind of like climbs over and just stands there, like just taking in the whole situation. Shukiati, you're up first.
Does this Anchor have any weak points?
Well, the contender is within 5 feet of Reagan.
Uh-huh.
If you wanted to, contend with that, get your sneak attack in.
If I can get a sneak attack in.
Yeah, so based on where the contender's standing, you could get behind him and get advantage on an attack roll against him.
Yeah, you can get behind him and get advantage on the roll. And then also get a sneak attack.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do that.
Yeah. I'll do that.
20!
Man, Julia should just never play Rogue ever again.
Okay, so that's gonna be... I'm just gonna roll your sneak attack damage real quick, which is 3d6.
It's all doubled, is the thing.
Yeah, so that's 18 sneak attack damage, plus... 5... Does her plus 5 dexterity bonus get doubled?
No.
No, just the dice.
Okay. 1d4. That's plus 3 plus... So that means 6, and then... For the flame tongue, 2 more d6, Andrew?
Yeah.
That's... So 7 times 2 is 14. So that's 25. 25 plus 18 is 43 damage from Brika fucking Cha.
Can I dive on his back and plunge the flame-throwing dagger into his chest non-lethally?
So, Brika, you leap up and just 2-hand down into into this, and he's just like, and he's like, whoa, oh my, whoa, where did you come from, little one?
And Reagan yells, Brika-cha!
Most people in the audience assume this is kind of like kobold war cry.
Of course.
Not actually someone's name.
Actually, this might be the most cool thing that I do, so can I address the crowd?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Brika is going to address the crowd, having stabbed this man with a flaming dagger.
Like, very hard.
In the chest zone.
Non-lethally.
In Kobold. And she's going to say, Ye three-side Vojan
What does that mean? That was really cute.
It means we are small and mighty.
Yeah.
Take a point of crowd favor for that one.
Just so everyone knows, Brika is at 9 crowd favor.
Oh shit.
Of course she is.
Of course she is.
Accurate!
Oh, so she should have had +1 on that damage, actually. So it's 44.
That's fair.
Oh, that makes the difference, right?
Yeah, that makes all the difference.
So anything else, Fokiati?
No.
All right, the Countess is
Well,
up.
you can disengage if you want.
I mean,
Or hide so that he can't find you.
Behind what?
Behind Reagan. She's got a skirt.
disengage by somersaulting off of him and behind the other guy. Like,
I'm into that.
Yes.
thanks, Andrew.
So Countess, you're up.
Before we do anything, she is going to use Second Wind. So she's going to get back 14 hit points. And then she's going to attack. And that's a nat 20.
Woo!
So...
That's the third in a row, I think you had?
No, last time I didn't get... I only hit the wizard once.
Right. You crit the ghost twice in a row.
Yes. This is the die you got me for my wedding, by the way.
What have you done?
You know what? The dice fall where they fall.
And max damage also on the die you got me for my wedding. So that's 10 plus 4. So 24 on the first hit. Is he still up?
He's kind of teetering, and he's just like, wow, that was really... Oh my...
Thanks, I work out. And then does a 23 hit?
Yeah, 23's gonna hit.
23, okay, so that's gonna be 7 plus 2, so that's 9 plus 2 is 11.
Well, the good news is, as you say, thanks, I work out, you just wind back and just, you don't even bother with the sword, you just punch him with this hilt in your hand, boom! And you punch him so hard, he gets up again, he slams the ropes on the ring and just teeters over.
Beautiful.
Unconscious.
I love it. So you say after the tag team we have to go straight into the final bout.
That is what Dreadbane told you.
I mean, I trust Dreadbane with my life. And the life of my children. So, okay, cool. Then she's just gonna kind of turn to face... she's just gonna hang out. And she's gonna look at the crowd and raise her arms in a cool wrestling thing. You know how wrestlers do?
Sure.
And say, bow before your countess!
They like that a lot, so take your point of favor.
Yeah.
So, at that point, the ghost steps back in.
Finally, says Reagan.
He's gonna go for 2 attacks on you, Reagan. That's an 18.
Nope.
That's a 22.
Yes.
Hits. You're gonna take 12 points of damage. As you catch the person in your shield, it's like when he manages to get up underneath your defenses and just get you right along the ribs. And he's gonna fall back sort of imitation of a defensive posture that Gothic soldiers used. Anchor is then gonna look at the situation. He's gonna raise up his fist. He's gonna go choo choo, and he's gonna run at you, Brika. And he is really fast, and he's gonna take 2 swings at you, Brika. The first one is a 19 versus your AC. Okay, and the second one is a 17 versus AC.
Those both hit.
You're gonna take 19 damage as just 2 fists, boom, boom, slam into you. And then it sort of sits there, stands back up, and just flexes and goes, choo choo! It has a very confusing gimmick.
Yes, it really is.
Phil Chiatti, you're up.
Brika. Or Phil Chiatti. Cobalt Justice.
Yeah, whatever. What?
She kind of just jerks her head towards the ghost of Gothric. Much as I'd like to take this guy out myself, he's about to fall over probably. I did 44 points of damage on him earlier. Go for this one. Strategy talk.
Okay.
We only need to knock 2 out.
So you did 48 points of damage?
Oh, right. 48, says Reagan.
And Monty did the 8 before that.
So Ghost of Gothric should not be looking very good right now, right?
No, he's not looking good at all.
Alright, Brika. Cobalt Justice. This one. I don't want to fuck with that one.
So wait, are we switching?
No, we can fight whoever we want.
Okay.
And I'm also within 5 feet of him, which means you get advantage on sneak attack.
Okay. No, I see. It's 20! So...
Brika, how do you want to do this?
Are you going to make her roll damage?
There is no way on earth that he is not just going to go down from a critical sneak attack from Brika Cha.
So this guy is in armor. Is he wearing a helmet?
Yeah.
Okay. Brika is going to smack him on top of the helmet. Just a nice, solid thwack,
Okay.
knocking him the fuck out.
Are you trying to knock the helmet off or no?
No, just knock it into his skull.
Okay. So, Brigitte, you get punched once, twice. As Anchor raises back for the last fist, he punches forward and you see your moment. You leap on top of his fist, run up along his arm, jump off his shoulder, and in midair with two hands on the hilt, just slam the hilt of the dagger into the helmet of the Ghost of Gothric, who just rocks back and forth and then just crumples to the ground. And the crowd...
No, if the crowd can go wild, but then Brika is going to turn to Reagan and say, "You want his helmet on or off?"
Off.
Then she will take his helmet off, having been given permission by the one who is concerned in this matter.
So, you take off the helmet, and you don't know this person, Brika. They don't think anyone you know.
Well, I wasn't expecting to know him.
People really like the fact that you, like, unmasked someone who you've defeated, and take your point of crowd favor, you're now at 10.
Hey.
But, Monty, you don't recognize this figure either, and the Alder King, you don't recognize him either.
Mm-hmm.
Reagan, you would recognize Antony anywhere.
Reagan takes off her helmet and throws it on the ground.
There is a collective gasp from the audience because they don't know what's going on right now.
And she says, "You son of a bitch." Reagan is going to take her brother and leave.
Okay.
She is going to put her arm under his arm and leave.
As you're beginning to walk away, Mr. Magician, like, throws the other arm over his shoulder, and he says, "Well, good fight and all that, but I think he probably needs to see a doctor, I would think."
Yeah, I'm taking him there.
Well, I will be more than happy to help.
Hands off my brother.
Okay, that's fine. Don't want to get in the way of family. And he steps away.
And Reagan leaves.
Monty looks at Dancer like, I guess we're gonna rock, paper, scissors for this, or are you going in?
Dancer kind of just, like, scratches his chin and he says, "Well, I'm not really sure, but I think that's her brother. I think she that seems pretty good, right?"
Is there, like, a medical area here?
Yes, there is.
She's taking him there. Also, because he is unconscious, can I redact her helmet being taken off? Because I did not realize.
Sure. So while Reagan's taking him there, the crowd is, excited. They're beginning to give a chant of Firkiati. 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 And at this point, mysteriously...
Appropriate!
Anchor kind of, like, its shoulders slump, and it just goes, "True.
Aww.
Better luck next time, buddy.
At this point, you see, like, a hand slap onto the ring and drag itself up, and you see the contender is just up, and he's like, wow, that was great. I mean, I have, like, there's, like, a hole in my chest, but that was great. Who are you guys?" At this point, like, the staff begins, like, moving y'all off of the stage. The two sides begin to square up against each other for the next round. As y'all are standing there, Anchor and the contender stand next to the two of you, and they're sort of, like, watching things about to start. And next to you, Monty, the contender sort of, like, without leaning down or turning his face, he says, "You're a lot shorter than she said you'd be."
Oh!
Oh.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you're not that short, but, I guess that's fine.
Monty doesn't turn to look at him either, but, like, it doesn't move his mask, doesn't uncross his arms, and just says, "You scared the shit out of your sister. Why are you doing this?"
Well, seemed like a good way to go into our masquerade coming up. Win the whole thing, take off the mask. Everybody loves a winner. But now I am just another nobody. Which is fitting, I suppose.
I think it would make Lynn a lot happier if you stayed a nobody and stayed safe.
That's the difference between me and my sister. She prefers safety, and I honestly don't know what that would be like. I don't really want that. Besides, you can't run from everything. Sometimes you just gotta, take a stand.
Reagan relates. She's not here.
Hauling her unconscious brother off to the medical tent.
So, real quick, we're gonna cut to Reagan. You have deposited him in, the triage tent, which is full of just the colorful combatants of the Masked Mayhem.
Is Bone Crusher there?
Bone Grinder is there, and he's sitting there, he's reading his book, and his arm is in, a sling.
She gives him the nod of, fighter respect.
Yes, the fire of respect burns in your heart, yes.
Yeah.
He nods back, and after a little while, Cleric comes over and pops a heel onto Antony, and after a moment, Antony stirs. His eyes widen a bit as he sees the mask, and his hand goes for a sword that is no longer there, and he says, "Well, I'm assuming that you won again, I guess."
Reagan takes off her helmet now that they're not, in front of thousands of people.
And he's awake.
His eyes are saucer plates.
I thought you were dead.
Reagan, you died.
No, you died!
No, you died!
No. We had to. It was just us after everything fell. It was just me and Brayson, and we.
Brayson's alive?
Yeah. He's in the city. We're.
What about Ellie and Alex?
I don't know where they are. Things. It was bad, Reagan. We weren't ready for the elves when they hit.
I know.
No, you. I've talked to people who were down south when the Hintillans came, and yeah, I know that was bad, but Reagan, Reagan, we thought we were the only ones left because we were the only ones who got out.
I thought I was the only one who got out.
Well.
Anyway, Reagan just cries and hugs her brother now.
Yeah, that's fair. Reagan, as you're sitting there, you hear a voice coming from the doorway, which says, it's so beautiful to see that. I told her I had one of my visions. I did, and this is what happens, but I'm glad there was a happy ending. And Reagan, you turn and you see a half-elf is standing there, leaning against the doorframe, and she says, "Hi, dear. I think, we're gonna have to have a talk now."
Who are you? And she's a little raw because when Reagan cries, she screams. It's a mess.
Oh, sorry. I didn't introduce myself. My name's Hortensia Crow.
Hortensia.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna have to have a conversation about you and well, I'll let you have your little reunion here, but as soon as you're done, we're gonna have to go have a conversation, dear.
Hey folks, thank you so much for coming to this episode of Masks and Martyrs, the last episode of our Heels and Heroes arc. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Fun fact, that character with the Linda Belcher voice is one of my player characters from a one-shot Andrew ran for my wedding, which is currently not being released because the audio is really, really crunchy, but we might put it on Patreon at some point. Speaking of our Patreon, by the way, I have added all of the rules for the Masked Mayhem there. If you wanted to run your own kind of wrestling game, you can check out those rules along with every character's signature moves. We only get to see one of them in this arc, so I wanted to put them somewhere to be appreciated by you guys. Anyway, let's move on. If you're enjoying the show, we would love if you left us a review on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you're listening, and make sure you're subscribed to the podcast. We really appreciate you being here and discovering the world along with us, and we really hope you're enjoying it. This episode is actually my favorite so far, other than Reagan's backstory episode, because this is kind of where I, in real time playing, got really into the game, and so it's fun to go back and revisit where I got invested. If you want to talk to us about how invested you are, by the way, our Twitter is Masks and Martyrs, or you can tweet using that as a hashtag, because I want to talk to everyone about this game all the time. If you're liking this show, you would probably be interested in the other podcasts on the Nerdification Media Network. We did add a couple months back the Write Anything podcast, which is really fun. It's about Phoenix Wright, which I believe at least some of you must be here because you know Sarah and I from Turnabout Musical, so go check that out if you're a fan. We should all be available wherever you get your podcasts. We are still working on getting on Spotify with some of them, but I believe the Write Anything podcast is already on there. This week, we're sponsored, as always, by Lambda Chops. Lambda Chops is a North Carolina artist creating cosplays, art, and music with her nerdy family. Her mission is to encourage anyone at any level to practice their art every day. If you're on Instagram, you can go say hello to her at Lambda Chops. Last but not least are our music credits. The intro is Threads of Fate by Tom Hart and Diana Pepperozzi. The mid-roll is Kevin MacLeod's Dreamlike. And this week our ending theme is different because I have decided that the arc ends should get something a little special. So my lovely wife Julia, voice of Brika Cha, has composed a song which is called Times Like These, and it is performed by me. So stay tuned for that at the end of the episode. It will, as always, be available to our patrons on Patreon. Oh, that wasn't last but not least. I have one last thing. So the next section here is a little confusing for the first few minutes because Sarah and Andrew were messaging each other off screen trying to figure out how her match went because the Alder King was not in the same ring as the rest of us, and then they just start resolving it in game. So just they're going to start talking about things and rolling d20s, and now you know what they are doing. They are resolving what happened off screen while we were fighting with Reagan's brother Anthony and the other fun fighters such as the Anchor and Mr. Magician and the Contender. So with that, I'm going to let you guys get back to the episode, and as always, thank you so much for stopping by.
Rika, do you have any healing potions on you?
Brika got nothing. Out of character. Monty's the only one who talked to Aldo, right?
Yes.
So Brika doesn't know that she stabbed Lynn's brother in the chest with a flaming dagger.
As far as Brika knows, I mean, don't all humans sort of look the same, really?
I guess since they're cleaning up the ring and everything, Monty's just like, okay, this is cool. I have 3 HP. You stabbed my future brother-in-law. Andrew, can I use that which is free to deny the truth of the fact that I have 3 HP? One of the magic items Andrew gives me allows me to deny one truth.
I like it. Deny the truth of how incredibly injured you are.
Well, we can resolve that in a second. So, Mysteria, my question is this. What is your goal in this fight right here? You are currently in what is the odds-on favorite. However, there can only be one champion at the end of the day. What are you thinking here?
Kind of thinking, some sabotage.
I'm imagining
Yeah.
the Alder King like, I could kill the champion and then punch Monty for making my girl worry so much.
Punching Monty is always a good option for Wisteria. Yeah, I think her kind of plan is, use the strong team to take out the weak team, but kind of let her team get beat up on the way.
So since I don't
And
want
then
to play D&D with myself for
Yeah,
bits,
and just me.
how do you want to facilitate this? It could be it could be like, oops, I stabbed my ally. How weird.
Well, let's see. I'm trying to look at what I've got in my arsenal. I have such lovely things as Charm Person and Suggestion, which I think could probably work to my favor, even if I want to turn my teammates against each other. I also have a very neat ability called Words of Terror, which I've never had a chance to use. Now, this is to your discretion, because it requires me to speak to a humanoid alone for at least 1 minute.
I think that you could have been, plotting this during the last fight.
I can attempt to seed paranoia in its mind. At the end of the conversation, the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against my spell save DC, or be frightened of me or another creature of my choice.
Oh.
The target is frightened in this way for 1 hour until it is attacked or damaged, or until it witnesses its allies being attacked or damaged. So that may not help me that much.
Who do you want to hit with this?
I'm kind of thinking the King of the Ring.
Okay, roll me he's got to make a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, wisdom.
Okay. What's your thing?
It's a 16.
So a 6 doesn't beat that, right?
Yeah.
So, pretty much what happens here is, as soon as it's time to, step up to fight, I imagine that you have, started this, knowing the timing of this, and then as he's stepping, you are paired up with him, the two of you step into the ring. As soon as he steps into the ring, that, minute finishes.
Nice.
And suddenly his eyes widen, and he just runs out of the ring, out of the arena. And everyone's just sort of quiet as this happens, as the King of the Ring, the reigning champion, just runs screaming from they're not sure what. And there's kind of a quiet pause as everyone looks around for a minute, and then one of your other teammates, Bjorn, the champion wrestler, steps up, and he goes, "Well, more for me?" And the crowd seems to appreciate that. So, Wisteria, can you just give me a d20 roll, and add your spellcasting ability modifier? And we will see how this goes.
Okie doke.
So it would be, for you, it would be your charisma modifier plus your +1 for your dagger.
Do I get my +2 spellcasting for my crowd favor?
Yes, crowd favor would give you that, yes.
Ugh. That's a 14.
A 14? Okay. Well, they got a 4.
Ooh.
So, even without the King of the Ring, y'all are still a pretty stacked team. You have Bjorn, you have the Undisputed, and you manage to, between the three of you, and moving with a good amount of professionalism, pick apart the team until the point where it is you, Mysterioso Fabuloso, a very, very injured Bjorn, and a pretty beat up guy who, from what you can tell, is just a dude in a shirt that has an R stitch onto it who keeps yelling, "Reverso arrives."
Okay.
You're not sure how he's managed to get this far.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Right now, if everybody's pretty weak, you and Mysterioso are the best off right now, and it's going to depend on who's able to pop in. At this point, Bjorn and Reverso both are round 1 hit away. Mysterioso Fabuloso, at his strange rose-based fighting, he's maybe 2 hits away. He's still pretty tough, but you only take down 1 more.
He's a fucking god among men, is what he is.
So, once more, can I get a d20 roll from you? This is going to be sort of a you and Mysterioso, sort of on a quick draw situation.
Okay.
So both of y'all are going to roll dexterity.
Dexterity, okay. That's a 5.
Aww.
So, he does go first, and he is going to throw a rose right at Bjorn's eye. Bjorn, champion wrestler, catches it in his teeth. He is then going to charge forward and try and grapple Mysterioso. That is for Bjorn. So he actually managed to grapple Mysterioso Fabuloso. And he is going to pin him and put him into a submission hold. And he says, "Go, my friend! Take out the last one! We will be champions yet!"
I love
I'm okay with sharing with this guy. I will go for Reverso.
Okay. So, what are you doing?
Let's just stab him, and I'll use my psychic blades.
Okay.
Because why not?
Yeah, so make your attack roll.
Don't fail me now. Oh, it's an 8.
It's an 8. So,
Yeah.
as you go to stab him, he goes, reverse! And you, and suddenly you're facing the other way.
Okay.
His name is Reverso. At this point, we're going to see if Mysterioso is able to break free of Bjorn. No, Bjorn holds him there. Reverso is going
Thank you, Bjorn.
Reverso is going to go at you, and he is going to, using what can only be described as, he has like a gauntlet, or like a glove that has like needles on each fingertip. And
Oh,
he's
good.
going to try and like slash you like a cat.
Okay.
No, he didn't hit. It's a 5. I think that hits a gelatinous cube, and that's it.
If only we could turn everyone in the ring into a gelatinous cube.
I did not bring my good dice with me.
That's okay, this app hates me.
Well, all right, what you got, Wisteria?
Alright, so I'm gonna attack again. That is... Hey, that's a 25!
That was
Yay, there's the Wisteria we know.
Alright, so my damage, that's... Okay, say 8 damage for the base attack, and then 3d6 for Psychic Blade. Oh my god. That's just 13 total.
So, Wisteria, you come at him, and as he holds out his hands again, you're ready this time. As he yells, Reverso! You spin to place your back to him and push your dagger out, and then he reverses you, and your dagger
Yes!
right into him. And he just goes, Reverse! No!
No!
He falls over.
Fired! You're fired!
And, yeah, your team is successful in the fight. So, at this point, they get off the unconscious folks. Bjorn releases Mysterious and Fabuloso, who, he looks a little put out, but he gives you a nod, Wisteria, to the Alder King and to Bjorn. And then the last 5 competitors. Actually, does Reagan come back or no?
I mean, I assume not, because she's to talk to
Hortensia?
and also her brother's here, and she doesn't care about any of you guys anymore.
That's fair. That's fair. So at this point, all 5 of you get into the ring for what seems to be the final melee, 3 versus 2. When the voice of the announcer comes over, and it says, "The Masked Mayhem is about more than just victory. It is about the spirit overcoming all adversity and joining forces. But bonds were made to be broken. And now, the final ring, the final round, free for all!"
Oh.
And all 5 of you certainly find yourselves, each alone, facing the other 4. It is Bjorn, champion wrestler, the Alder King, the Harbinger, Firkiati, and, well, I'm Dancer. I didn't really do anything in the last round. But...
Dancer's still here!
I'm very proud of him.
So yeah, I think this will go pretty quick, seeing as everybody's pretty fucking wounded.
Yeah.
So, let's roll some initiative real quick.
Do you want to drop my hit points at all, since we didn't really do a battle?
Yeah. Let me roll. So I rolled up 3d12, like 1 for each round I simulated, and you took 18 points of damage.
Whew, okay.
Less than we took.
All right. So we have Firkiati, we have the Alder King,
Brika's 18, and she's got 10 points of crowd favor.
Harbinger. What was yours?
That was 14, and I've only got 6 points of crowd favor, unfortunately.
Dancer's got a 1. He seems really confused as to why he has to fight his new friends. Bjorn, champion wrestler, go to 12.
And the Alder King got a 19.
Alder King got a 19.
Brika's about to smoke y'all in the championship.
No, I know, we're all dead. She has her signature move.
Alder King, you're up first.
Oh, sweet. I will go straight for Brika then.
But Monty's about to fall over dead. You might as well just go for Monty.
Heal him!
Brika's the only actual threat in this ring.
Why heal him? You're against each other right now, Katie. Everyone wants to
Don't
kill each
care.
other.
Heal me!
It's
What you got, Alder King?
Okay, I'm gonna do my whole Psychic Blade attack again. That's an 18 to hit.
Yep.
Sweet.
Could this be the fall of Hilkiati?
You can use your reaction to have the damage. You have uncanny dodge.
You cannot reduce the psychic damage, though.
Okay.
Nope. Okay, so the regular attack damage is 9.
So 4 would be the regular damage, then.
Okay.
The psychic damage is 12.
No!
Did you go down?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes!
Before I even got to use my signature move?
I'm so
sorry!
Fair. Can I have her signature move instead?
No.
Can we reorder the initiative just so I can knock one of the characters we don't care about out with my signature
I'm okay with that.
move?
Can she use it on Dancer?
Yeah, use it on Dancer.
Yes.
I just want to know what it is.
Yes, if you want to use it on Dancer, you can use it on Dancer. I'll,
Okay, do it. Use it on Dancer.
Yeah, I just need to
Bjorn.
know what it is.
Yeah.
Paint us the word picture.
I'm about to post in Brika Cha's signature move, which is called, quote, the Grace of Wind. So this is Brika Cha's signature attack.
Make 3 attacks with advantage, and each one is a sneak attack.
Huh.
Okay, now do that. So roll your d20 3 times.
Oh.
So that's a 26, a 23, and a 25.
Those all hit, yeah.
Cool. Now, babe, you need to roll a lot of damage. So I'll roll your d6s.
This wasn't worth it. I expected something cool. It's just nah.
Cool.
Just imagine how big the number will be. And you know Andrew's gonna get you a cool description.
Yes, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brika shall fall.
Yes, and then she shall fall.
So that is 49 plus 18 is 67.
Oh,
67 points of damage.
oh,
Oh my god.
oh, my sweet boy.
This is this is why Sarah went for Brika first.
Yeah.
Dance, so pretty much like, so retcon, Brika moves first.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
she-
Grace of Wind.
And Dan's just kind of looking around, just like, and he says, I don't understand, but I thought we just made and then just
Oh.
3 lightning fast strikes, and he looks down and he sees Filkiati looking up at him, and he just goes, but I thought.
And she says, shh, sleep, my sweet boy, sleep. Sleep before the battle comes.
He just sort of teeters back and forth for a minute, and then as he falls down, somehow Brika's actually able to catch him, preventing him from, like, completely crashing down, and she just gently lowers this giant minotaur into the ground, and she just goes,
Hair back.
Gentle kiss on the forehead.
It was merciful.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
that was the only mercy Brika knows. So,
And then the Elder King quickly knocks her the fuck out.
so as Brika turns around, her heartstrings being tugged by the sheer look of betrayal on the face of Dancer. The Alder King uses that as to their advantage, just darting forward. And as soon as Brika turns, she manages to get the dagger up to try and catch what she thinks is this shadowy dagger the Alder King uses. However, she realizes that was simply a construct of shadow that the Alder King had woven together. And as it passes through her flame dagger, she sees the real blade of the Alder King coming up from below and just catches her. And Brika Cha goes down. As Filkiati falls, the crowd loses their fucking minds. Harbinger, you're up.
Am I towards the edge of the ring? Like, how are the fighters laid out here?
You are equidistant from the other two.
Would you say that they are within 100 feet, but 5 foot from each other? So I could possibly hit 2 of them.
The problem is, they're all sort of, like, clustered around Dancer and Filkiati's, like, unconscious forms, and so it wouldn't make sense for them and for Bjorn and the Alder King to be, like, so clustered together all in one spot.
Okay, then I'm going to attack the Alder King.
You should go for Bjorn so that at least one of us can win.
But Cobalt Justice!
Do you really think that Bjorn is not going to win this? He is the champion wrestler. It's just in his name.
That's true. That's true. It's right in
I
his
was
name.
rooting for Monty and the Alder King, but you know.
Okay, fine. I'll take out Bjorn.
Anyway, Andrew and I are just over here mourning what the wrestling world lost when Reagan left the ring.
I just really wanted Reagan to like come back in.
Come in with the chair.
So yeah. So
it's fair.
you go, and here comes Reagan with the chair.
That would be fucking awesome. Okay, Monty points. The Harbinger points at Bjorn the way he has done so many times before. And he is faking being very steady on his feet, though he's about to collapse. And from his outstretched finger, his book rises, and he casts Lightning Bolt at 3rd level.
Fuck.
Dang.
And each creature in the line must make a dexterity saving throw.
Who are you targeting with this?
Bjorn.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What is the save Bjorn must make?
Well, I have 6 crowd favor, so that means that I have +2.
Yes.
So he must beat an 18.
Bjorn will roll with his strength from his home village. Bjorn got a 2.
Oh, Bjorn!
Oh, Bjorn.
Bjorn remembers all of the young children when he was younger, who, oh wait, they were assholes and said Bjorn would never be champion. Fuck them. He gets hit by lightning bolt.
86.
Oh no.
Poor Bjorn.
How much does Bjorn stand?
I mean, he's probably fine. It was only 26. I didn't roll super well.
As the lightning strikes Bjorn, turn to the Elder King, as his flesh cooks and smoke comes from him, he says, win for both of us, and the champion no longer.
Are you fucking kidding me?
The Older King bows.
If you recall correctly, Bjorn in the last fight, Bjorn was down to, quote, 1 hit.
I had forgotten! I would have used the weaker spell otherwise!
It is too late. You gave Bjorn the warrior's death. Elder King, it is on you now.
Okay,
Shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
the Elder King's head, with its weird leaf mask, just turns towards the Harbinger.
Two primordial powers, one of life, the other of death, facing off.
And I cast Dissonant Whispers.
Oh, the big spell.
And they say, Lynn thinks you're just slightly less cool than you do.
But I don't think I'm cool at all. Less cool than that. No.
He thinks you're a total goober.
What does Dissonant
Okay.
Whispers do? Like, what
You have
do
to
I
make
do?
a wisdom saving throw.
I'll always remember Brika as the one who won this, ultimately, in my heart.
Okay.
Katie only makes that sound when she rolled really high or really low.
That's
No,
why
I
I'm
rolled
complaining.
rolled really mediocre, and I don't remember what Alder King's stats are.
Oh, it's 16. You gotta beat a 16.
Elder King, does that include your crowd favor buff?
No, it does not. It would be an 18 in that case. It's okay, you would have taken half damage, and I'm pretty sure it still would have taken you down.
3 HP.
12 total.
So pretty much what happens is like these two figures, these two most like silent figures, just square up against each other. In the midst of all these titanic personalities, it is these two honestly quiet fighters who have ended up here on the final stage. And as they look at each other, the crowd does not hear the words that are spoken. Instead, all they see is one of them fall and the other stand.
Damn, that's cool.
That is really cool.
And the crowd fucking loses it.
Yeah.
Hey, Sarah, what did you say?
I was gonna say, it's described as like a discordant melody and dissonant whispers, but, you know, I think within those whispers you do hear, you don't deserve her.
Brutal.
Monty's having a rough night.
I can't believe Monty's fucking dead.
Yeah.
So, Wisteria, they are chanting the name of the Alder King. The crowd is going crazy. You have won the Masked Mayhem.
Congratulations.
Damn.
We won, we won, we won, we won.
We didn't win anything.
Hey, we all won something more important than winning. Sarah winning.
I would like to cast Disguise Self
Okay.
You have spell slots left?
I sure do.
Yeah, Sarah's way better at this than all of us.
Or at least I would like to do that if I can do it subtly.
Yeah. I would say that, like, based on just how, like, deafening it is and, like, the distance, that most people wouldn't be able to notice anything.
And then the Alder King removes their mask to reveal Aldo von Tepler.
Oh.
Mysteria, you so sneaky.
There is an audible gasp, and if you thought they were losing it before, it is cacophonous. It is
Wow.
mayhem. People are freaking out. Somebody is ripping out their hair in the front row. You can, those of you who are closer to the fans, you hear someone say, "Tell me this is fake! Tell me this is fake!" The whole arena is shaking down to the stones. And Wisteria, as you look out, you see up there, in, like, the equivalent of the skybox, you see sitting up there is Elaine and Erwin von Tepler.
Man, I'm really glad I retconned my mask coming off.
And you hear from the side of the ring one of the knocked out fighters say, "Okay, I'm really confused now." And you turn to see the contender is standing there, sort of head cocked.
I thought I was Aldo.
Is his mask still on?
Oh, his mask's still on. He didn't take it off.
Okay, fantastic. Not gonna say anything, gonna keep that cool mystique,
Of just, holy shit. Holy
and just walk out of the ring right at the contender.
he kind of he sort of, like, he takes a half step back, his hands kind of fall to, like, to his side, not that he'll sort of, like, ready, and he's like, "You one of them? Heard about folks like you. Kinda thought they were a myth.
Come with me.
I don't suppose I have a choice."
It would be awkward if you tried to resist.
Fair enough. Have to keep up appearances, right?
Mm-hmm.
He falls in behind you. Says, "Well, lead the way, me."
And I will leave the public area.
Okay. So once you are out of the public eye, what do you do?
Ground him. Do you have that authority?
Aldo.
Yeah, Aldo?
I like you. We're gonna work together. You're going to use this fame to your sister's advantage.
Yes!
What? I'm a little confused right here. How?
Because she's going to make a grab for the throne, I suppose.
What?
Wait, what?
And you're going to help her. She doesn't know this yet.
Okay. Can I know who you are?
A friend.
That's real fucking cryptic.
That's debatable, too!
My goal is simply to improve this city and the lives of all of its people. And I believe Lynn is the best chance of doing that.
Queen Lynn. Queen Lynn.
Queen Lynn!
Question, before you, I assume, take off all mysterious-like.
It is what I do.
You ever sit on a throne?
No, not my style.
Figured. If you're trying to put her up there, my sister, who is a much better person than I am,
Yes.
you're throwing her to the wolves.
She's stronger than you think.
Strong is not important here. You're putting her in a poison. Neck deep. Here's the thing, other me. I'm not gonna let anything bad happen to my sister regardless. And I'm gonna have her back no matter what. But before you start trying to move her around like a little chess piece, even if she's the king, and you're trying to get her, the only piece left on the board, think about what Lynn wants, maybe.
Some things are more important than our individual wants.
Spoken like a true believer. Well, I guess I better go back out there and start basking in the adoration, right?
I suppose so.
He takes off his mask. Says, can I, the cloak and the thing?
Yes. I will hand over the accoutrements.
As he takes it, he puts it on, and he turns back, enters back into the Colosseum, and he says, I suppose this goes without saying, but anything happens to my sister, it's not going to be a game. Not like today.
I agree.
Glad we're on the same page. And then he turns, and he walks in, and as soon as he's within the line of sight of the crowd, he changes immediately back to that just, like, arms spread, basking in it, taking it in, people freaking out, the whole thing. Wisteria, where do you go then?
I will put on his clothes, just to... Don't want anyone wondering where the heck he went. And I think as long as my disguise is still intact, I'll just go, watch the show.
The award ceremony is a pretty grand affair. The Alder King, revealed to be Aldo von Tepler, is crowned the new king of the ring, the new champion of the Masked Mayhem. In second place is the newcomer, the Harbinger. In third place is Bjorn, champion wrestler.
Yes!
And fourth is Filkiati, and fifth is Dancer, who still looks a little hurt by what happened. Regardless of that...
Showbiz kid.
And despite the fact that no one can find the former King of the Ring as he is still screaming, running away, the ceremony is lavish. The purse is awarded, and Aldo von Tepler is alive. He is safe, and more than that, some of you have reconnected with your family.
The waves still crash, the night still falls, the hearts still break. Despite it all, the world still turns, the wounds still ache, and still we give, and still we take, and still we try to make a change, and still we hope to ascertain what guides our fate, who holds the key, but who's to